Silent Hill Ascension, a Halloween Slumber Party, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force returns, all on this Tuesday should have been Monday's edition of Spill the Guts.
I like it spooky.
Hello and welcome. My name is Clint, and I am one half of the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast, which brings you a minimum of 18 episodes a month, ranging from feature-length discussions to bite-sized horror genre, free movie streaming, and spooky event news. Fresh off the heels of an amazing weekend at the Scarefest Weekend HorrorCon in Lexington, Kentucky, and a day late but never a dollar short, here's Monday's news. Today, Tuesday, October 24th, as this just in. First story of the day comes from Fangoria.com, who reports that Silent Hill Ascension will put the terror in your hands this Halloween. Anticipation has been high for a new entry in the Silent Hill game franchise since Konami's showcase last year, and the brand new trailer for Silent Hill Ascension teases that a return to the terrifying town is closer than ever. The interactive streaming series will premiere appropriately on October 31st and promises to take Silent Hill fans on a psychological journey where they'll confront new horrors together. So what exactly does an interactive Silent Hill streaming series entail? The official press release tells us that GenVid also announced their arrangement with Sony Pictures Entertainment to carry weekly packaged episodes of the audience-influenced storylines on the Sony Pictures Core app on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 consoles, the Bravia Core app for Bravia TVs, and Bravia Core for the Xperia app on select Xperia smartphones. Audience-influenced, meaning the fate of the poor characters subjected to the Silent Hill experience is entirely in our hands. Audiences will be taken to a troubled Rust Belt town in Pennsylvania called Hope's Junction, which is rebuilding itself after a fatal steel mill accident that decimated its economy. Another death shakes the community, and Rachel Hernandez is held responsible. Halfway around the world, in a dying fishing village in Norway named Stillidalen, the uneasy peace of the Johansson family is upended when their matriarch, Ingrid, dies under suspicious circumstances. Each character's survival depends on overcoming their darkest impulses and painful pasts as they confront their own horrors and discover the mysterious links that connect them. Will these characters find redemption, suffering, or damnation? You will decide their fate. GenVid, Konami Digital Entertainment, Bad Robot Games, and Behavior Interactive's world premiere of Silent Hill Ascension takes place on Halloween at 9 p.m. Eastern at Ascension.com or on the mobile app, which can be downloaded through their website. I will share a link to this Fangoria.com article on the I Like It Spooky Horror Podcast Facebook page, where you can check out the trailer for this project and start making some wise choices. Next up from BloodyDisgusting.com is news that this Halloween, Madame Tussauds New York and Intercontinental New York Times Square are offering the ultimate spooky overnight stay on October 31st at the entrance of Warner Brothers Icons of Horror, where fans will have the opportunity to privately explore the experience and get up close with some of the most iconic horror characters. It's a Halloween slumber party for the ages, packed with seasonal tricks and treats. From the press release, quote, "Before the real tricks begin, guests will be treated to drinks and a 3-course dinner from Intercontinental's room service menu, inspired by Warner Brothers' The Exorcist, New Line Cinema's The Conjuring universe, and It. When the museum's doors close, the frightening overnight experience begins, where guests will find their luxury accommodations materialized. The experience dares guests to explore every corner of the immersive scenes recreated from Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema's horror films. Come face to face with possessed doll Annabelle in a child's bedroom tea party and the nun from the Conjuring universe. survive the original possession that started it all, with Reagan from The Exorcist floating above her bed, and be terrorized by the dancing clown Pennywise from It in the darkest and most run-down part of the Nebo house. This once-in-a-lifetime horrifying experience for 2 guests starts at $4,000 and includes all-inclusive tickets to the full Madame Tussauds experience during operating hours, a private dinner inspired by Warner Brothers horror franchises, craft cocktails inspired by the very horror characters lurking next door, exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of the wax figure studio led by Madame Tussauds artists, custom cast wax hands, personal photographer throughout the museum including 10 professional photos, fully stocked minibar during the overnight stay, your choice of breakfast the next morning at the Intercontinental New York Times Square's The Stinger Cocktail Bar and Kitchen, or room service inside the guest's additional accommodation. Because if you're too chicken to make it through the night, a secondary accommodation at Intercontinental New York Times Square serves as a swanky fallback plan. Pre-booking and stay customization must be organized at least 5 days in advance. Horror fans can book their room now by calling 212-803-4580 or emailing ictsqsales@ihg.com to inquire. And it is that time once again to pause for station identification and hear from our podcast network, the PFPN.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
So the wonderful thing about the horror genre is that it blends well with many other forms of entertainment like sci-fi and fantasy, pro wrestling, and animation, which happens to be the focus of the last story of the day from ScreenCrush.com, who reports that
my name is Shake Sula, the Mike Ruler, the old schooler. You want a trip? I'm ready to rock, cause we all the Aqua Teens. Make the heart say ho, and the girls will swing. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, #1 in the hood, G.
That's right, for the first time since 2015, new episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force are headed our way. The new season that is set to debut on Adult Swim on Sunday, November 26th at 11:30 p.m. will consist of 5 episodes and will also air on Max the day after their premiere on cable. Originally launched in very late of 2000, the series became one of the early staples of the Adult Swim programming lineup, and its anarchic and surreal humor helped to define the channel's identity. Over 130 episodes have been produced to date, along with 2 movies, Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film for theaters in 2007, and Aqua Teen Forever: Plantasm, which premiered last fall on home video, and clearly did well enough that Adult Swim thought it was time to bring the show back in full force. The series' original run on the channel concluded in August of 2015. Adult Swim describes the upcoming 12th season as follows, quote, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is back to make television watchable again and to fill your empty, content-starved lives with a magical season 12. Don't call it a comeback, even though by all accounts it seems to be just that. It's a micro, itty-bitty mini-season, 5 brand new episodes of attention-whittling stupidity, but don't worry, the laugh-per-episode density is far higher than anything else you will willingly agree to place before your swollen, encrusted eyes. The new season picks up where we left off in 2015 as Master Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad have returned to solve all of life's modern issues, and Carl returns because he can't sell his crappy house because he lives next door to food.
Yo, Carl! Open the door!
Damn it.
I got a gift for you.
Go away, go away. I'm so tired of this. Friggin' go away, you freak.
Carl, did you do something behind the couch?
Yeah, I did. I lost peace and quiet. What do you need? What do you want? Can I not just live here without having to occasionally deal with you animals?
Look for your favorite trio of detectives going head-to-head with AI appliances, join an apocalyptic fitness cult, and search for friendship through ancient Egyptian pyramid schemes. In the end, all problems shall be solved, and all brains shall be melted. Did Adult Swim mess with a winning formula? You better believe it. Master Shake now has 2 all-new facial expressions, bemused and lips pursed in thought. And Shake can close his hands now as if to hold things. Also, Frylock is 60 stories high, and Meatwad bounces to get around. Tune in to see if we're telling the truth.
This is bad! Come on, everybody, green pass!
And that's a wrap on your Tuesday Should Have Been Monday news. As always, don't forget that you can connect with the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast on all mainstream social media platforms, and make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, because we have more news on the way, as well as a new feature episode coming up this Sunday. Don't miss this coming Friday's Spill the Guts to see what the topic of discussion for Sunday's episode will be, and join me back here again tomorrow for more news on another edition of Spill the Guts.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Show some fucking respect for the dead, will ya?